All right, hi guys. So we're going to start off kind of with the basics here, just to make sure everyone's on the same page. This might be really easy for some of you, but we just want to make sure everyone is on the same page here. So we're just going to simply go over area of rectangles, triangles, and circles for our first lesson here. All right. So the first shape we have here, the shape on the right here is a rectangle. Our area formula for a rectangle is length times width. Oops. Right, length times the width, right? So our length here would be 7, and then our width would be 4. So we would simply do area equals 7 times 4. And this could be base times height. You can think of it in a bunch of different ways, but it's just basically one dimension of the rectangle times the other dimension. So 7 times 4 is going to give us 28. They don't give us any units, so we're just going to call it units squared, right? And they're squared because you're covering a two-dimensional surface. So we need to square our units, right? If they were centimeters, you'd have 7 centimeters times 4 centimeters, which would be 28 centimeters squared. Right, for a triangle, right, the area of a triangle, well, if we notice, a triangle is half of a rectangle. So it might be easier to see it here if we were to draw a triangle here. Right, so we know a triangle is half a rectangle. So we're simply going to do half times, and we call it base and height, but it's essentially the same thing as length and width. So we want to take 1/2 of the rectangle. The area of the rectangle would basically be the base times the height. And we want to take half of it because a triangle is half of a rectangle. Okay, so in this case, our base is going to be 14. Right, and our height is going to be 5. So we have 1/2 times 14 times 5. 1/2 times 14 is 7. And then 7 times 5 is going to be 35. Okay, and again, they don't give us units, so we're just going to say units squared. Okay, units squared. Okay, it could be a right triangle. Right, in this case, your base and your height would be these two values. Okay, you could have a triangle that looks something like this. In this case, this would be your base, and this invisible distance here would be your height. But in any case, it's going to be 1/2 base times height. All right, and then our last one is a circle. So area formula for a circle was pi r squared. Okay, r represented the radius of the circle. The radius of the circle went from the center of the circle to the circle itself. So our radius here is 4. So we would simply do area equals pi times the radius squared, so pi times 4 squared. Right. 4 squared is 16, so we end up with 16 pi. Okay, and the units are meters, so it's going to be meters squared. Okay, you can leave pi in there, but remember pi is just a number, so you can multiply it out if you want. If you do 16 times pi on your calculator, remember pi is 3.14, so 16 times 3.14, you're going to get, I think it's approximately 50.3 meters squared. Okay. And so that's a good answer as well. Right, those are approximately the same. Okay, the other way is if for a circle, so say they gave us the diameter, right? Say they said that this length here, the diameter, right across the circle through the center, was 4, right? Then you'd have to take half the diameter to get the radius. In that case, then the radius would be 2, and you would do pi times 2 squared. All right, so that's all I have for you here in the video. You have to then sign in to Khan Academy, use the link to join our Khan Academy class. And then since you guys weren't in the Khan Academy class, I wasn't able to assign those practices. So you need to click the links and from the Schoology page and do them from there. Okay. Text me on Remind or email me if you have any questions or need any help. I would love to be of assistance.